What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Slackerz, bringing you guys our next matchup in the Everyone Is Here tournament. Happy Friday. Hey, for a lot of people, it's like winter break or something, so like 2 weeks off of school. That's insane. I wish I could get 2 weeks off of work. That'd be amazing. I wish, whatever. Anyway, hey, happy Friday, though. Going into a long weekend for some people, but this is going to be cool. This is going to be fun. So, if you haven't seen this before, it's a simple little concept. 100 characters get put into a tournament. Each day on the channel, I upload one of the matches from the tournament. And then each day on the channel, I just said that. But basically, I'll talk about the two characters in the match for the day. Maybe go over a couple bit of facts. Maybe a tiny bit of a moveset pool for them. And then we'll vote down in the comments. But voting's a part of the rules, so let's throw the rules up on screen for you guys right about now. Alright, let's run through these rules very quickly. So, you see number one, yes, this tournament is for fun. That's a rule. Simply because we have assist trophies, spirits, me costumes, characters that are, disconfirmed that won't ever happen. Again, it's all for fun. Vote for who you want. No restrictions. It's all good. If you want that character to be playable in Smash Bros., feel free to drop a vote. It's all good. Rule number two, you only get one vote per person. Rule three, how do you vote? Very simple. Down in the comments, simply type the name of the character that you're voting for in the matchup for the day. And then, yeah, you are allowed to vote for both, by the way. Totally, completely fine. All you have to do is simply type the word both. If you absolutely love both the characters, or if you're just having a difficult time deciding who to vote for, you could vote for both. All good. But this is a double elimination tournament, meaning a character will have to lose twice before being officially eliminated. And then once we get to the results for each matchup to determine the winner and loser, we will, if there's a tie, we'll flip a coin on camera. It's the fairest way to break a tie. And then each matchup, voting-wise, only lasts for just 1 week. So as an example, today's Friday, meaning we'll get the results of today's matchup next Friday. So you have a 7-day period to get your votes in. Anything after that does not count. All right, those are the rules. So let's get to the results and the matchup for the day. All right, so the results. Again, loser bracket matchup. Somebody's losing today. So the results are from, who was it? Oh, this was a good one. I was looking forward to seeing how this one played out. So it was the results of Nightmare from Soul Calibur taking on Chrono from Chrono Trigger, and really wasn't that close. Nah, it really wasn't that close. I expected this one to be a lot closer, but like I just said, it wasn't even that close. Nightmare ended up winning this one, actually. Chrono has been eliminated. Nightmare won 36 votes to Chrono's 13 votes. Yeah, Chrono, not a lot of votes. Nightmare definitely won this one. So, a couple people, though, for Chrono, which I completely agree with, saying Chrono Trigger is one of the best games ever made and is highly influential in the RPG genre. I ain't going to argue with that. I 100% agree with that. But in this case, Chrono ended up losing. Congrats to Nightmare, though. At least moves on for at least one more match because he's already has one loss. So, there's the results. So, let's get to the matchup for the day. Where are we at here? Aha. Ooh, okay. We have a fun little matchup here. We have Dr.Eggman from, well, the Sonic series taking on the spirit of, well, not the actual spirit of her, but the spirit, Nakoruru from Samurai Showdown, another SNK rep. She is a DLC spirit, but we'll talk about that. So, let's start things off. Okay, Dr. Eggman is perfect for a couple of reasons, right? One, I think a lot of people are in agreement, not everybody, but a lot of people are in agreement. The Sonic series, in general, since it's been in Smash Bros. For 3 straight games, yes, I count Wii U and 3DS as the same game, but 3 straight, Brawl, Wii U, 3DS, and now Ultimate, Sonic has been a playable character, has been a series, a third-party series in all 3 of those games, which is actually pretty, that's outstanding. That's phenomenal, actually. So why do we not have a second Sonic rep at this point? Logical characters you could choose from would be, alright, Shadow could make a ton of sense. Even just as an Echo Fighter, makes sense. Tails, get Sonic's little buddy in there, could make a lot of sense. Knuckles is a fan favorite. Dr. Eggman, the villain from the Sonic series. Like, there's a lot of great potential in the Sonic series, and Dr. Eggman obviously makes a lot of sense. Now, a lot of people are going to be familiar with him, right? He's been around for decades, right? Main villain of the Sonic franchise. And the cool thing that I like about Eggman is when you if you sit down, if you know anything about Eggman, and you sit down and try to think about potential playstyle and how he could work, there's really two different avenues you can go with this, which is great. It's you could sit down. You see a little mock-up here, but basically he could fly around or drive around in one of his little machines, his mechs or whatever you want to call it. He could use that for a moveset. So like similarly to Bowser Jr., he goes around on the Koopa Clown Car. Eggman could have the same sort of thing, so he's got the egg drill. That could be, I don't know, that could be like a side special, maybe a smash attack. Egg flame, egg hammer, quick stuff, egg mine, death egg robot, perfect. But like, there's a lot of potential in just driving around, whatever. Like that'd be such a cool playstyle because we really. I think it's just Bowser Jr. that really has that sort of style, and to have somebody else like that would have like, and it could be different versions. Obviously, it's not just going to be his Eggmobile that he's just driving around. You could, he's got ones that he can fly around as well. So you could do that for a moveset, which totally would work, which would make him a very, in my opinion, a very unique character. But you could also, if you don't like that route, you could still make him like a, I'm not saying a hand-to-hand combat fighter by any means, but be more of a boots on the ground kind of thing, typical punches and kicks, maybe pulls out a couple weird weapons here and there, maybe chucks like the rings from the Sonic game, maybe chucks those at you. That could be like a projectile. You could do like a little rolling, kind of like Donkey Kong, Banjo, like their little dash attack. You could have that in there, obviously. He could be a very, very, very unique, I think he'd be an enjoyable character, honestly. Like, he's not extremely high on my list, but I have absolutely no arguments against this guy whatsoever. Maybe it's the, I grew up with this character, and it's kind of like, alright, I got a lot of ties to the character, maybe that's it, and plus he's a villain. That's a thing that I always say. And a lot of you guys agree with me as well. We need more villains on the roster. Perfect. He's a very recognizable, very notable villain who could have an extremely awesome playstyle, and that's just awesome. Now, could that be a good way to end the Fighter Pass? I think it would be kind of great. I mean, the Sonic movie is actually coming out in a few months. It was supposed to come out in November, but we all know how that whole debacle went down. Luckily, they changed it. Sonic actually looks like Sonic finally, thank goodness. Yeah, changing the whole design and seeing that trailer that they put out, what was that, like a month ago or whatever? I'm like, I want to see it now, so that'll be cool. Maybe they use it as a tie-in or whatever. That'd be kind of fun. But he is a spirit in Smash Ultimate, just so we're clear about that. He is a spirit, but again, for this tournament, doesn't matter. You like him, drop a vote for him. It's all good. So let's talk about his opponent, though, who happens to be another spirit. Nakoruru from the Samurai Showdown series, right? Now, I think, like, you could look at spirits, first of all, and go, alright, spirits, disconfirmed, they're not going to be playable. Alright, I tend to agree with it, but I'm not, like, fully behind that statement, because it's a fan rule, first of all. Look, it makes sense. I'm not going to argue that it doesn't, but it is a fan rule. Fan rules get broken all the time. Fan rules aren't even official. I just want to point that out, right? They're not official. It's somebody in the community went, this seems to make sense, so it's got to be legit, right? You're not working on the game. You don't know how anything goes, but I get where you're coming from. So, but in Nakoruru's case, for her spirit, since she was a DLC spirit with the most recent DLC character, at least as of the time of recording, Terry Bogard, she came in that with the spirits there. So it's like, all right, if she was gonna somehow be playing for a playable character after Terry Bogard, which caught a lot of people off guard, by the way, and again, a lot of people were still more excited, maybe a bit more impressed that Sans had a Mii costume than Terry himself was being a playable character. Maybe they just relook at everybody from SNK. That's such a harsh statement to say, and I don't mean that negatively, but it's like, maybe they kind of see, alright, it wasn't the biggest thing, but hey, Nintendo and Sakurai, they have their own list, they have their own goals, they'll do what they want, regardless of fan rules, regardless of what I want. They don't really care for what I want for the most part. I'm just a person that plays Smash Bros, and they hope I continue playing the game and buying some DLC at the same time. They want to make money, but again, she is a DLC spirit, so why... She wouldn't make too much sense. She just got a spirit, so why waste her spirit on a You know, something DLC if you're going to make her later on down the road. Doesn't make sense, right? But let's... Potential tiny bit of a moveset here. So, Nakoruru would be a fun character in regards of her potential playstyle. Now, she has this... maybe I zoom in, I don't know. But over on the left-hand side here... Can I zoom in on that? Can I zoom in? Over... It's on the left-hand side. She has this this bird, which would make a pretty cool sort of a playstyle, in my opinion. Like, you have... she comes Samurai Showdown, another... It's a fighting-ish franchise. So you have, again, if you come from like a fighting-based, fighting sort of play style, it just, you have your moveset ready to go. Alright, it's just implementing it where in the moveset tree it's going to fall into. So that's great. But the cool thing is, she would have this bird that would fly around. Could be like, I don't know if you'd be able to control the bird necessarily, but maybe you could actually send out the bird. Maybe it's one of her specialties. Send out the bird, and it will actually kind of like just fly around, and every so often maybe it kind of dives down and does an extra attack. So you might be doing punches and kicks, and here comes the bird. Little extra attack in there, a little bit more damage. Of course, maybe you could have a bit more control with it. Maybe like a side special, you'd be able to... I could envision something like Link's arrow, or not Link, Pit's arrow. How Pit, you can kind of control it a little bit. Maybe for a side special for Nakoruru, you could control the bird, and you know, you knock an opponent off stage, and it could be a way to kind of ledge guard or play off stage a little bit. So you control the bird, and you would actually have very good movement control over it. So you control where the bird goes. So your opponent's trying to get back on stage, and here comes the bird diving down. So it's a controllable projectile, and that'd be pretty fun to see. So I like the potential play style, but even before Terry got in, she wasn't somebody I even considered whatsoever. So, I mean, I like Eggman way too much in this case. A villain. I want to see another villain, please. So, Eggman today, he's got my vote. Pretty simple stuff. So, that is going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know who you're voting for. Eggman or Nakoruru. Or both. Totally fine. So, yeah, we'll give you a little sneak peek for tomorrow's episode for Saturday. Where are we at here? There we go. Tomorrow's episode. Chibi Robo is going to be taking on Hat Kid, another indie character coming back. We had Quote the other day, another indie character. But we'll see how that matchup plays up, and then we'll get the results for... Funky Kong, who was taking on Tracer from Overwatch. So, winner of that gets to face Nightmare. So, that is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed as always. Hopefully we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.